Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered, what if we didn't have to say goodbye? What if the story of you could just keep going? For all of human history, death has been the one thing we all have in common. It's the final chapter. But what if science could write a few more chapters? Or maybe, just maybe, what if science could get rid of the last page altogether? This isn't a fantasy from a comic book. It's a real question that scientists and engineers are asking right now. They are looking at the very building blocks of life and finding ways to patch things up, to make us stronger, and to help us live much, much longer. The quest to live longer isn't new. People have been searching for a fountain of youth for thousands of years. But today, our tools are a little more advanced than a mythical spring. We have microscopes that can see individual cells. We have computers. They can map out our entire genetic code. Science is starting to understand why we age. It's not some magical curse. It's a biological process. It's like a car that slowly wears down over time. Parts get rusty, the engine sputters, and eventually it just stops running. Our bodies are biological machines, and science is learning how to be a better mechanic for them. So how exactly could we become immortal? The ideas are as amazing as they are mind-blowing. Think of your body like a giant instruction manual. That manual is your DNA. It has all the instructions for building and running you. But sometimes there are typos or pages that get worn out over time. These typos can lead to diseases and the effects of aging. Genetic engineering tools, like the famous CRISPR, are like a magical pen and eraser for our DNA. Scientists can use them to go into our cells, find those problematic instructions, and literally rewrite them. This is happening right now in labs to fight genetic diseases. Imagine a future where, as a baby, you could have your DNA scanned for potential problems. Scientists could then correct the genetic typos that might lead to things like heart disease, cancer later in life. But it could go even further. What if we found the specific genes that control the aging process itself? We could potentially edit them to slow aging way, way down. Instead of getting old and frail in your 80s, you might feel like you're 40. This isn't about just curing sickness. It's about fundamentally upgrading our biological source code for a longer, healthier existence. It's a proactive approach to health. Next, let's talk about regenerative medicine. Have you ever seen a lizard regrow its tail? It's pretty cool, right? Well, regenerative medicine is all about trying to give humans that same superpower. Our bodies can heal cuts, broken bones, but we can't regrow a whole arm or a new heart. This field uses something called stem cells. Stem cells are like blank slate cells. They haven't decided what they want to be yet. Scientists can guide these stem cells to become heart cells, liver cells, brain cells. The possibilities are truly astounding. In the future, if your heart kidneys start to fail, you might not have to wait for a donor. Instead, doctors could take a few of your own cells, turn them into stem cells, and grow you a brand new, perfectly matching organ in a laboratory. This would eliminate the problem of organ rejection and waiting lists. You could essentially replace your body parts as they wear out, just like replacing the tires on a car. This would extend life dramatically. Now let's shrink down to a microscopic level. Imagine tiny, tiny robots, smaller than a single blood cell. These are nanobots. Scientists and engineers are designing these microscopic machines to travel through our bloodstream and act as our own personal 24/7 repair crew. They could hunt down and destroy cancer cells. They could clear out the plaque that clogs our arteries. They could repair cellular damage one cell at a time. Think of it like having a team of millions of tiny doctors living inside you. They would constantly monitor your health and fix problems before you even knew you had them. Today, we have to wait until we get sick to go to the doctor. In a future with medical nanobots, your internal medical team would prevent you from getting sick in the first place. This constant vigilance and repair could stop the aging process in its tracks. Your body would be in a state of continuous renewal, potentially allowing you to live in peak physical condition indefinitely. What if the key to living forever isn't about fixing our bodies, but leaving them behind? This brings us to mind uploading. This is probably the most science fiction idea on our list, but people are taking it very seriously. Your consciousness, your thoughts, your memories, your personality, everything that makes you you, is the result of the complex connections and electrical signals in your brain. The idea behind mind uploading is to create a perfect scan of your brain's structure and activity. Then, we could recreate that exact pattern inside a powerful computer. Your mind would essentially wake up inside a digital world. In this digital form, you would be free from the limitations of a biological body. No more disease, no more aging, no more pain. You could live inside a simulated reality as realistic as our own, or explore the vastness of the internet as a being of pure information. Your life would only be limited by the computer's power and memory. While we are nowhere near being able to do this today, the progress in brain mapping and artificial intelligence suggests it might not be impossible forever. It would be the ultimate form of immortality, a transition from biological to digital life. Finally, let's explore cybernetic enhancements. This idea blends our biology with machines. You might know it from movies as cyborgs. Instead of replacing a failing heart with a new grown one, why not replace it with a superior mechanical one that will never wear out? Instead of letting our brains slowly decline, we could augment them with computer chips that enhance our memory and processing speed. Cybernetics isn't about replacing the whole person, but upgrading them piece by piece. We are already doing this in simple ways with things like pacemakers, cochlear implants. The future of cybernetics could be much more radical. Imagine replacing your legs with robotic ones that can run faster and never get tired. Artificial eyes that can see in infrared, ultraviolet, or zoom in on distant objects. By systematically replacing our frail organic parts with more durable and advanced synthetic ones, we could overcome our natural limitations. We could become stronger, smarter, far more resilient to damage and age. Over time, a person might become almost entirely mechanical, with only their consciousness left. The original ghost in the machine. So, what would a world like this look like? If we could live for hundreds or even thousands of years, everything would change. How would we think about careers, relationships, having children? If you knew you had 1,000 years to live, would you still be in a hurry to get things done? It raises huge questions. Would these life-extending technologies be available to everyone or only the very wealthy? This could create two kinds of humans, mortals who live and die as we do now, and immortals who live on and on. It's a lot to think about. The quest for immortality is one of humanity's biggest, most ambitious projects. These technologies, editing our genes, uploading our minds, are pushing the boundaries of what it means to be alive. They offer a future hard to imagine, full of promise and big challenges. We don't know if we'll ever truly conquer death, but science is going to give it a really, really good try. And that, by itself, is pretty mind-blowing. The future is coming, and it might last a lot longer than we think. Consider the possibilities.